What is up, everybody? This is Mark from 90% Sports, and I'm joined by Jeff.
What's up?
And we are here to do our Big Ten preview show.
Yep.
We're going to start off with changes in the conference. This year, we don't have any teams going out of the Big Ten, but we do have some getting added. Who do we got coming into the conference this season, Jeff?
All right, so this bothers me. The Big Ten now has 14 teams. The Big 12 has 10 teams because math is awesome.
Yeah, there's not much math going on there by the conferences or the NCAA.
All right, but joining, we got that super awesome football team that is Rutgers. And, they totally own the New York market.
And the color scarlet.
There's so many Rutgers fans in New York, let me tell you.
Woo! Everywhere.
They also got the ACC finally lost a member when Maryland left. Everyone was like, oh, Florida State's going to go, or Virginia Tech and NC State are going to go to the SEC. No, Maryland.
Yeah, they wanted to get one of the big names out of the ACC.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
100% sarcasm.
Yeah.
Now that we know who's getting added to the conference, let's go ahead and go into our sleeper pick for the conference. So who do you got as your sleeper team in the conference this season?
Nebraska. Some people are saying they could have a decent season, like 9 wins, but they're stuck behind Wisconsin in the new Big Ten West. This year, Big Ten, since they added Rutgers and Maryland, they're going east-west instead of legends and leaders. But it's really just Nebraska and Wisconsin. Northwestern might make a run. Iowa will beat Iowa, but there's not a ton of greatness in the West.
Right.
And Nebraska, I think they can get maybe 10 wins out of the season, make it to the conference championship game, and then lose to the champion, who I'm not going to say yet.
Yeah.
Even though everybody knows who it is.
Yeah, it's a good prediction, seeing as that my sleeper team is also Nebraska.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. We did our research separate, so we actually don't know who the other person's going to pick, and same with all the MVP picks, so it's kind of a surprise to both of us. My sleeper team, also Nebraska. Bo Pelini, he has to avoid his typical meltdown that happens every single year. So, if they can avoid those 1 or 2 losses that happen every year, they could, they can make a run for the Big Ten championship. Their defense is going to be greatly improved this year. Yeah, and their offense, they got the running back, Amir Abdullah. He's going to be a huge star this coming year. And that actually leads me into my offensive MVP pick. I'm going with Amir Abdullah. Last season, he had 281 attempts, 1,690 yards. He averages 6 a carry. I got 9 touchdowns on there. He's gonna come into the season. He's gonna improve his yards. Hopefully, he keeps the same average for yards. And if he can improve his touchdown numbers, he's definitely up there in the MVP talks for the Big Ten. Who do you have over there, Jeff?
Abdullah's a good pick, but I think I have a better one. You kind of have to go with the guy who's undoubtedly going to be a Heisman finalist unless he breaks both his legs. And that's Braxton Miller.
Right.
He's just going to go out there and put up ridiculous numbers again. It's going to happen. I don't even have his numbers from last year in front of me, but I knew he just I'm going to throw the ball and get a lot of yards and get touchdowns.
So with that pick, we will move on to the defensive MVP. So my defensive MVP is going to be the defensive end from Nebraska, Randy Gregory. Yeah, he's 6'6", 240, so he's pretty big for defensive end. Last season he had 10.5 sacks, led the Big Ten. He also had 19 tackles for a loss, and in the final 8 games, 7 out of those 8 he had a sack in every single game. So, his numbers are out of control. So, who do you got over there for defensive MVP?
He plays on the back line of the best defense in the conference, probably, and it's senior safety from Sparty, Curtis Drummond. Last year, he was second in the team in tackles behind a senior, and he had 4 interceptions with 10 other pass breakups.
Nice.
Yeah,
those will definitely be some stats that could help some people in their college fantasy football teams.
Maybe.
So that wraps it up for our MVP picks. We're going to move in to who we think is going to win the Big Ten. Mine is not really that big of a shocker.
Wild guess.
Got to go with Ohio State.
Nate'll be happy.
We got a few friends of ours that are big Ohio State fans, so this will make them happy. They're used to us bashing Ohio State all the time. I have them winning the Big Ten, but once they get to the Big Ten title game, you never know what will happen because Ohio State in big games tends to fail. They just drop the ball.
But isn't that usually in the South against Southern teams?
That too. So, we'll see what happens. Who's
Although
your pick?
they did fail last year against Michigan State.
They did.
But I've got Ohio State too. They're the best team in the league, and Braxton Miller's gonna try and end his senior season on a high note. They might run into some trouble in the regular season against Michigan State, but I can see them getting by, going to the Big Ten championship game and beating Nebraska.
Cool. That was our Big Ten preview. Be sure and stay tuned. We got the rest of the conferences for the NCAA. For Jeff, I am Mark, and this has been 90% Sports.
10%, 14 teams.